Hey girl, welcome back. Today we are talking about third places and how it is in our nature to connect to places outside of just like our personal and our professional life. It's in our nature to have a little fun. It's in our nature to make friends. Okay. Basically, the whole concept is that your home is your first place, obviously. Your oftentimes work, and that could be anything that you do to make money, or your profession. This could be for stay-at-home moms. It could be for students. Whatever your work is, that is your second place. And third places are where you can gather without pressure. Third places are where there's no obligation. It's just about fun. It's about presence. And they used to be a lot more common back before things got crazy in the world. It was like a space that you can go to just exist. Getting coffee with a friend, getting all the moms together and cooking together for fun, doing a craft with other crafters, having a hobby. I have always been the worst at prioritizing fun and having hobbies and things to do with other people because I just love being on my own, but I also love making money. And it is so hard to remind myself to just do things for the connection to other people and for the love of the game instead of having this end goal to it all. When I graduated high school, I started making these mugs and I would paint on them, and I started really creating a bunch because it was therapeutic and fun for me. But then my little entrepreneur mind was like, oh, I need to make money on this. I need to go balls to the wall. So I created a business, Mugs by Maddie, and straight up popped up at a local farmer's market, started slinging mugs. But then I was selling a lot and I started hating making the mugs. It just got kind of boring, and it took all of the passion out of the process of painting them. So at the end of the summer, I had a farmer's market booth and I was slinging these mugs. I was selling them for $10 a piece, and they were hand painted. It took me a ton of time. And I was just everybody take the mugs. I was over it, and gave them all up, got rid of them, and shut down the business. That was my first failed business endeavor at 18. Then I went to college, grew up a little bit, actually started a business that was successful and had a little bit more time to do hobbies. So a couple winters ago, I started getting into sourdough bread, like every white girl ever. So I start making this sourdough and I start having fun with it, making jalapeno cheddar sourdough and then a little cinnamon sugar sourdough. And where does my mind go again? I need to turn this into a fucking empire. And I had to literally hold myself back and be like, why do I do this? Why can't I just enjoy doing something for the love of the game? Why can't I get together with other sourdough girls and just enjoy talking about it and baking with them and not trying to turn it into something that is useful and productive? Oftentimes as women, we are goal driven and wanting to create something. We're wanting to serve others. And so oftentimes it's really contradictory to be no, what am I going to do to serve myself? What is mommy gonna do to make mommy happy in this moment? Where can I go to just hang around people that I like and simply vibe out? We did this as children when we went to play sports or do theater or make crafts with our friends, play Barbies with our friends. It was a way to form connections and just live in the present, have some fun. And then as we get older, our fun stuff goes away. We're so focused on family. We're so focused on survival that third places get diminished. And especially with cell phones, it's a major issue. And especially since COVID and things got shut down, businesses got shut down, live events, concerts, all of that stopped happening as much. It's so hard to get together and do things outside of working, especially in this economy. Okay, so why does this matter specifically for us women? Because we are the caretaker. We are the default person where even when we're at home, we're still on duty. And I've fallen into this a lot where I'm like, okay, one of my hobbies is cooking. I love cooking for my family. So that's like something that I'm going to do to like give myself life today. But then realizing that that's still serving something else. Or like, okay, I'm going to take a nap today. Before I go back to work, I'm going to make sure that I get some rest. But it's like this forced mechanical way of then being able to bounce back and get more done. Our free time gets swallowed by chores and running errands, taking care of everyone else. And then it turns into women being these two roles, like my productive self that is working and taking care of business. And then there is my private self where I am putting in my bonnet and hiding under the covers and watching Love Island all day and just like sinking into my little nest of a home. But I think that there's a gap in between that we've always had for generations up until recently of expansion, of meeting new people, trying new things, of honoring our own needs, of just being a person and not a robot. It's led to this issue where so many women are alone and they feel like they can't form friendships. And it's like when you finally get together with a girl and you're like trying to see if you'll be friends and like hanging out with her, how do you even know if it's like this one-time thing? Like we used to make friends as women by getting together often with a group of ladies in all these different ways and connecting over something that we all had in common. And these days it's like we find someone on Instagram, we DM them, do you want to get brunch? And then it's like a first date and it's just awkward. And it's like a Tinder date because we're not meeting naturally. We're having to like figure out who each other are in this like organized weird moment instead of genuinely connecting over something that we're doing together. When we had communities in the past, we would connect with women in a natural way and we didn't have to like schedule every little occasion. We had space in our lives to be able to like meet up with someone or a group of people and then like continue the day with them and say like, do you want to go here with me? Do you want to go on a walk with me? And genuinely like have it be part of our daily life instead of this like organized calendar invite for everything. And now everything costs so much money. It's hard to get together because we're all overwhelmed. We're working a lot. And it's like this barrier of entry that's hard to break through because we're unable to get creative, go to the park, go on a walk, do fun things that may not cost a lot of money in order to visit these third places and learn these things. Everything just feels so transactional. Why do we all like go to all these separate workout classes and go to all of these like structured events and have to buy these tickets and everything is so serious and planned out when in reality, I just think that we could create so much more opportunity for connection in the everyday moments. It's like relationships are meant to be that way. They're not supposed to be perfectly planned. And we have this culture now where it's like, if I get you a coffee, then you have to Venmo me $5.34 for that coffee and then $1 for the tip for the barista. It ruins the moment. And isn't that just such a scarcity mindset to be like, okay, I planned our first hangout with our kids and then you didn't plan the second hangout. So now we're not going to be friends because you aren't contributing to this friendship as much as me. Like, loosen up. I think we can loosen up. Third places are honoring who you are as a woman without being useful to others. And it's about who you are and spending quality time together instead of what you can provide. It gives us identity and structure without having all of the pressure of the role that we play in our work and our family and all the roles and the relationships that we have in our life. And as somebody who's always trying to optimize everything, I'm a Virgo, I'm always trying to figure out like, what is the goal of this? Where are we going with this? So it can feel really foreign to enjoy time spent in third places. Like, what is the purpose of this? But sometimes just having a coffee date or going on a hike or doing a craft night can be so healing, and a reminder that we don't have to accomplish anything to do something. We can just do something as girls. In fact, that is the best way to tap into our feminine energy. That is the best way to utilize our time and show up for everyone in our life even better, when we are honoring our own needs and building our own identity and confidence. And when's the last time that you had like a ton of space in your day and not much going on? You're a little bored. I don't know about you, but that's not often for me. And that's not often for all the women in my life. Like, we're busy. We're running around. We are booked, baby. We are working. We're mothering. We're wifing. We are being a friend to everybody. We're stacked up with events and calendar invites for all the things that we need to do this summer. And especially with work, we are taken advantage of when we are booked and busy sometimes. Society treats unproductive time as a waste, and that's so sad. And I think a lot of people see it as an afterthought, like, okay, my home life, my personal life comes first, and then my work, that comes second, and I just don't have time for third places. But third places are not indulgent. Hobbies are not extra. They are infrastructure for connection. They are what holds the rest of the amazing time spent in our first and second places. There's so many connections and support that we can have with other women when we have ordinary contact with them. Not a structured, planned, perfect girls' dinner with everybody that's been like scheduled for a month and a half. Just shared spaces, natural friendship, and repeated contact with women that is happening naturally. So this could be like a girls group of people who like to play pickleball or go to art galleries. If there's a reoccurring event where you live, going to that as a group together. Going to church could be a good one. Doing arts and crafts, whatever your interest is, there is a reoccurring group of ladies doing it together. I can guarantee you that. Book clubs, running clubs. It's actually very easy to lock in and find a group of people that love doing what you do to enjoy it with. And sometimes one of the most radical thing that we can do as women, and the best thing we can do for ourselves and everyone who we touch, is being somewhere without being needed and filling our cup. It's so important. We have to protect it. We have to protect it like an appointment. Third places naturally are not going to become our number one priority because we're women. We want to prioritize our family and our private life, and we want to prioritize our survival and our work, whatever that may look like. And so it's easy to not have time for third places if you're not prioritizing them. That's why it's so important to protect it like an appointment. Protect it just like any other thing in your schedule, like the kids going to a swim lesson or you having a meeting with a business partner. It needs to be written down and planned towards, or it does get swept to the side. You're never going to have it passively come to you. Like if you want to start designing clothes, you're never going to just be bored one day and be like, oh, well, I guess today will be the day that I start designing clothes. Like, let me start looking this up and like go buy the materials and just start right now. No, it needs to be structured and planned out. We're all too damn busy to not protect our hobbies like an appointment. Friendships, hobbies, third places, it's fun and it is mandatory for a girly pop. It is in our nature to be connected to other women and to have connections, get some feedback, get some advice, do a little gossiping. We love to see that. If you're exploring a new third place, I want to hear about it. Send me a DM at Hiking is Hot and let's chat about it. And thank you so much for listening. I'll see you in the next episode.